All right, everybody. I hope you are ready for our next guest, who is known to rant a little bit. That's because her show is called The Rant. She is the one, the only Beth Davis. Join us here on Podcast Day. Hey, Beth, great to have you. Excited to have you here today. What's up?
Oh, life's so great. And I just want to say, I was thinking about you today and your work ethic. It kind of blows my mind, Scott, like that you organized this whole thing, made it all happen, and you managed to get everybody to agree and to show up on time. I mean, that alone, you're a rock star. Your integrity, your work ethic. I went for a walk this morning and I contemplated how hard you work. And you're just such a great role model. And I'm really honored to be here.
Well, we're glad to have it. It's easy with this group, a great group of people. That makes it so much easier. It makes me look really good. But no, it's everybody coming together, providing the things. You know, we've exchanged some emails and talked to some stuff about that. We've just got a very good group here of icons who just really have a big heart and want to go above and beyond. So it's very easy to put this together because it's what we do. But for those that don't know, but Beth, I've got a little bit of your bio here I wanted to share.
Oh, okay.
Great. I'm really looking for this. Beth Davis is known as the Palm Pilot for the soul of your business and the intuitive business catalyst. Beth is the secret sage to global leaders, including spiritual teachers, healers, artists, celebrities, scientists, and entrepreneurs. Using her intuition, extensive shamanic experience, 20 years in business, and expertise in scientific hand analysis and human design, she helps you unleash your life purpose so you can get paid for your passions and be, as Gandhi said, the change you wish to see in the world. She's a supporter of the Unstoppable Foundation and the Pachamama Alliance.
Pachamama Alliance, yeah, Mother Earth, yes.
And it's committed to bringing the consciousness of life purpose to creative entrepreneurs globally. As featured in Women's World, Cosmopolitan, and LA Times, as well as heard on NPR, KPFK, Los Angeles, Radio Europe, and the BBC. Beth is devoted to helping you unleash your life purpose and uncover the number one thing that has been holding you back from achieving it. So without further ado, Beth Davis, everybody. Oh, good stuff out there. So glad to have Beth. Why don't you take a second and what I didn't hit there, why don't you share with everybody out there a little bit about Beth and who Beth is, huh?
Sure, I'd be happy to. So the thing about what I am, what I do, happened kind of going with the flow. So I was in my late 20s, and I remember I was sitting with some people about double my age, and they were saying to me, when are you going to get it together? You know, you're smart. When are you going to figure your shiz out and get it together? And I said, what do you mean? Like, like your career, because you're kind of a California hippie girl now. I had 3 jobs. I never went without money, though. I bartended, I did bookkeeping, I waitressed. I always had cash. I had multiple bank accounts. Even though I had my first job when I was 10. I had a window washing business, and I charged $10 a window. And I babysat. I charged $5 a kid, per hour. So I always knew how to negotiate and always had cash. And my friends were like, where do you get that money? I'm like, oh, I work. Yeah, I work. So all the entrepreneurship started probably back with my grandfather because he did real estate. He had an ice delivery business before there were refrigerators, so it kind of ran in the family. And, so that was where I think the energy came from. But I was in my late 20s and I had this knowing, I don't know, I'm going to find it. It's going to show up. And so I was working in marketing for a design company. I was making decent money, but I started bringing in jobs to the company that were going to give me more commission than my boss was making. And he decided that wasn't good. And I said, well, then I quit. And I didn't really have a plan. And I was really kind of depressed. So a friend said to me, why don't you get your palms read? And I'm like, what? Like, what? Like, well, no, I'm not doing that. But she kept calling me. I said, all right, just to get you off my back, I'll get my palms read. So I had my palms read, and it blew my mind because it's called this thing called scientific hand analysis. And there are scientists and neuroscientists that use it with their patients now. So it's not predictive. I don't tell people who they're going to marry, how many kids they're going to have. I don't do any of that stuff. I'm not like a psychic reader. And so I had my hands read, and the woman said, you're supposed to have your own business. I'm like, and you're here to really help people figure out what their role is in life. Like, there's that book, I forget the title of it. It's a business book, but it's about putting people in the right seats. Like the key to a successful business is the who, and having the right people in the right seats, and having not a to-do list, but a to-have-done list, and then who to delegate to, right? So my gift is figuring out what seat you go in on a life scale. And I thought, well, this hand analysis is it's like Myers-Briggs on speed, truly. And I talk really fast, and people think I'm on speed anyways. People are always like, what are you on? I'm like, life. Even my 25, when I was 25, we would go those dance raves, where people were Xing and doing all this crazy stuff. And I just loved to dance. I'd be dancing and people would walk up to me and they're like, what X are you on? And I'm like, I'm drinking water. I drink water and the music's really good. Yeah. But so anyway, yeah, I jump around a bit here, but anyways, that's how I kind of got started. And after I had that reading, I wanted to learn everything about it. But then I thought I can't keep doing one-off sessions. I'm going to go broke. So I decided I would go to coaching school. I lasted for one module because I was teaching everyone in there how to do sales because that was my background. And even the coach said, Beth, get out of here. Like, you don't need this. Just build your business. So then I filled my coaching practice in about 6 months. And I went, oh, this is a lot of work. I need to hire a team. I need people to help me. So that was about 2003 that started. And then I found Allie Brown and Glazer Kennedy, Dan Kennedy in 2005. And I learned real direct sales. And I went from steadily making 60 grand a year. And I think that first year I started doing direct response, I did 125. And then the next year I did 360. And then the next year I did 650. And it was like, okay, this is awesome. And now I'm able to serve thousands of people because I have the right systems in place. So really what I do now is I help the creative genius entrepreneurs who are like hiding their genius under a bushel to take those brilliant business ideas and then monetize them, particularly from the stage or from a webinar, into 3,000 to 20,000 per ticket. And that is my wheelhouse. And I love helping people with the sales call and, how to be discerning to enroll the right kind of people. And actually, I'm working now teaching my clients how to build their business to scale so they can sell it.
Nice.
And then I send them to people like you because they're like, how do I make money? I'm like, real estate, index funds, and own a business. That's pretty much it. Gold, maybe Bitcoin if you're good at that, but I don't know enough about it, so I can't advise.
No, I'm the same way. I stick to.
You can go to Puerto Rico. I guess the hub is in Puerto Rico. So if you're really into like the cryptocurrency, there's a huge a group in Puerto Rico, and I know a lot of people moving there to be part of that, but that's not my wheelhouse. So that's my update.
Good stuff there.
Yeah.
Tell us a little about the Rant. Tell us a little about your podcast. What's
right? The essence of the Rant is I bring on people who are doing the work they love. Right? They're in the right seat in their own life. They're living their life purpose and they've monetized it. So they're essentially getting paid for what they love to do. And the Rant is asking them, how did you make the decision to give yourself permission to get paid to do what you love to do? And what pisses you off in the world, or what do you want to change in the world in this business? And, so I start off every rant usually saying, so what do you want to rant about? And sometimes they're very impassioned rants, but other times it's a very soft conversation. Like, I want to end human sex trafficking. That tends to be a more quiet conversation. Or some people are like, I really hate false advertising. And let me explain to you 3 ways people mislead prospects down the wrong road. And let's just open that up. So the show for me is about, one, celebrating people like you and I who had the guts to step out of the conditioning and the status quo and all the BS we learn in school, which was created to create factory workers, by the way. The educational system in the US is defunct. Most people don't need to go to college. It's a separate conversation. Don't waste your money. Start a business, talk to us, buy real estate from Scott. Right? Am I right? Yeah. So that's the first thing. Like, you had the guts and you said victory at all costs. Mm-hmm. Like, don't look down. Like, that's, people are like, how do you do this, Beth? I'm like, I don't think about failing. That's not an option. That's how I learned to be a good skier. Everything I do, like, you can't fall down. Don't fall down. So I almost never fell down. Like, just don't think about failure. And then number 2, having the entrepreneur share about what it is that lights them up, that motivates them to be of service in the world. Because frankly, I'm not a person who's into changing the world. Mm-hmm. I think the world is perfect. Mother Earth has it sorted. Mother Nature knows what's what. Humans suffer when they're not in alignment with who they truly are. That's what the Rant is about. And it's under philosophy instead of business. And I asked my producers, all I do is record the show and upload it. And that's the last I see of it. My team does everything, because if I didn't have that, I wouldn't do it. It took me 3 years to finally do it. And I said, oh, screw it. I'm just hiring someone. Mm-hmm. So it got put under philosophy because the beauty of the Rant is I can interview anyone I want in any industry, provided that they're getting paid to do something they absolutely couldn't, it's like asking an actor hey, is there anything you could do other than acting? And if they say yes, I say, get out of acting, right? Quit. Because the greatest actors say, there's nothing else I can do but act. And it's got to be the same way with your business. And I can't imagine doing anything else. So that's a criteria for the rant, right? Is that person is like, this is my mission. And it's philosophical because we really, I love interviewing people and really digging under, like, what are your motives? What was the hardest thing you ever endured in your life? And what led you to have the courage to do this?
I love it. You said so many great things on there. We got some fans out there. Phoebe saying, hi on life. Haha, loving that. Kim says, we need more people like you, Beth. Is awesome. Phoebe says, so happy to see you on here, Beth. Love your energy. Have so many rants brewing. I think we all
Well, and it got started because my coaches and my family were like, do a rant for us, do a rant for us. I'm like, what do you mean? What? I'm not a puppet. Like, what do you mean? Like, perform. But I realized if you get me going on something I'm passionate about, like, you can ask me about politics right now. I won't take everything there, but I'm not in any particular political party, for instance. So my whole thing is I look at situations and I really look at both sides. And the way my mind works is, how do we create a true win-win? That's all I'm interested in. I can solve every governmental problem. If I were to run for president, there's a solution for every piece of BS they're arguing about right now, where both sides would be happy and both people would see justice, and we would resolve a lot of problems quickly. But you know what? Drama sells ratings. Drama sells ratings. And the media, I love journalists. A journalist is different, right? What was his name? Morrow. And what was it? Edward J. Morrow? Is that his name?
Yeah,
I get it right. Morrow was a journalist, right? He was a journalist. A journalist is different from a multinational corporation that wants ratings. They're different things. And so they'd seek to divide and conquer just so they can have more people for their demographic to sell them stuff. It's always about the money, people. Follow the money trail. And if you want truth, you got to stand up and have a voice. So what I've been saying to America is, you know what, everybody go report. Get it all over with this week. Let's have National Report Week. Everybody just divulges all the horrible things they've done, or they make amends to the people that they've wronged. And then people need to go to jail, Let's just get this done. But we can't do that because then there would be nothing on the news.
You can't replace all the negative stuff. We might actually have some good stuff on the news then, right?
Well, and I study statistics and I study the good news. Do you know that 200,000 people every day are being lifted out of poverty because of entrepreneurs? The greatest role in the world, this is where I get emotional. The greatest role in the world is the entrepreneur. And the mission of my business, the true mission is I want to make, because I've given a lot to charity, but I want to be a true philanthropist. My goal in my life is to give hundreds of millions of dollars to education, but to build schools that are life purpose centric and entrepreneurial centric. So that when a person leaves the school, they can do three key things. They can name their highest skill set, their area of mastery. They know how to make money, and they know how to communicate lovingly with other human beings. And if we could do that in school, can you imagine? Well, I support schools in Kenya, and you know what? I went to a girls' school. Every single girl in that school spoke like an orator, like you can't believe, because in that school, in every class, even math, every single person has to do an oral presentation of their work. And every one of those girls is like, I'm gonna start my own business. I'm gonna be a doctor. I wanna be in the Senate in Kenya. They get up at 4 a.m. to go to school. And even the school teachers are like, girls, we'll meet you at 7. They all agreed to shave their heads so they wouldn't have to mess with their hair. Because if you have kinky hair, it's a project to get it braided and styled. And they're like, no, we don't have time for that. They study till 10 at night. They get up at 4. Wow. And every one of them's leaving school speaking like the most eloquent person you ever heard. And I'm like, okay, this is our new generation. So that's the education I'm for. And that's really what drives me to help adults so that they can foster children that aren't derelicts, that aren't delinquents,
Yeah. I'm a big believer that us as entrepreneurs, we're the answer to making everything great again, to overcoming the obstacles that our politicians or the talking heads like to put in front of us, or to conquer the divides that everybody likes to divide on versus bringing us together on bridges and finding common ground and some stuff out there. So, we definitely have a bigger role. And I think entrepreneurs have to take a bigger step of giving back and helping the younger generation or the less fortunate to go out and really change the world one person at a time.
Children, here's the thing. This is what every child needs. They only need one thing, and it's virtue. When an adult lives from virtue, the child doesn't need discipline. Because the people are role modeling honest, loving communication. They're role modeling how to successfully move through life and be of support to others. So when you live from virtue, everything comes back to you. And one last thought, because I know your guests are coming on here. The reason we see what we do in the news, and this is a pretty deep thought, is because, and this even happens on the entrepreneur level, if I keep you broken, you will keep coming back for your next session. And it comes from a fear of scarcity. It comes from a fear of scarcity. So if I keep you kind of in the dark and I obfuscate the truth, you will keep bringing me money. So I can't let you be educated. I can't allow you to see the truth because I'm out.
That's the truth. So, what advice would you give to somebody who's launching their podcast or who's looking to start doing it besides living to buy thy own self be true, as we've talked about before? What's the best advice that you can give somebody who's looking to get started?
If you want to start a podcast, start listening to the podcasts that are at least in the topic area that you want to be in, because the key is to find the gap. You don't want to be like somebody else's show. You want to go, what is the gap that I fill? That's the first thing. And subscribe to a lot of podcasts, leave reviews, and support other podcasters. The first step is become a good podcast guest. Then I would find a mentor, someone like Steve Olsher. Hi, Steve. We love you. Go to Steve Olsher. He's like the podcast mentor. Yep. Go to his 2-day workshop. Get your podcast set up properly, right? Spend the money and do it right. Yeah. And then you'll be off to the races. I always believe I don't spend more than 10 minutes on a problem. If I can't figure it out, I'm going to pay someone to figure it out.
So that's the thing. I think so many people get bogged down in having to do it all themselves.
Because they're cheap.
Let's make sure it's perfect. And you and I think the same thing. Look, if I got to do it, I'm not going to do it because that's not the best effective use of my time. Let me pay somebody because they can do it better than I can.
That's right.
Better. They're the expert at that, and move on from there. Right.
Boom.
Boom. Mic drop there. What has there been a rant that you've had on your show that's really stuck out more in your mind? It's really kind of maybe affected you. That was like an aha moment for you.
God, there were a couple. Raven, your next guest, is coming on. And she was one of my favorite interviews because people walked up to me and said, I listened to your interview with Raven and you managed to have her share so intimately about her life, things that I didn't even know about her. And Raven's a real mover and shaker and has achieved huge things in her life. And she was very vulnerable about her upbringing, the difficulties of her upbringing, what she had to overcome to be who she is. That's one of my favorite interviews because it's sort of like Raven saying, if I can do it, what's your excuse? Because she doesn't make any excuses. And excuses are just fear. It's all fear. When people say, I can't afford it, unless you're living on Skid Row, yes, you can, because you buy all sorts of other crap you don't need.
Yeah, save the other because all I need is one, right?
Right?
I can't do that because of this. Well, okay, we'll stop. What do you mean stop? I only need one excuse. Leave the other bullshit for somebody else.
Yeah, I did say I don't want to hear it. I don't have time. Go tell your mama. Go tell your therapist.
Let them listen to you because I ain't got the time.
I gotta go. I gotta go file my nails. I gotta go. I know the phone isn't like this, but anyway. And my headset's like that. My phone is right in acting class. They're like, you hold the phone like this now. It's not like this. But I'm like, yes, it is because traffic
that was
control.
The best way. What's the best way for people to get a hold of you? To reach out to you?
Probably the very best way is go to Baeth.com and take my quiz. What is your business kryptonite?
Yep. I love it. What is your Baeth.com, right?
Yeah, Baeth.com. Just like my name right there on the screen. Yep.
What's one of the big things? I love that. What's the kryptonite for my business? That's the quiz.
You take what is my business kryptonite?
Okay.
And it's a hilarious quiz. The images will crack you up. It's a quick quiz. The quiz takes a minute and a half, but it's hilarious. My web guy helped me with it. I'm like, I want you to pick pictures. And the pictures he chose, I'm like, oh, these are a little naughty. Okay. He also puts cats and things. He loves cats. So if you see any of my marketing, every now and then there'll just be a random cat pop up. Yeah.
Well,
look for the cats.
There you go. It's like chasing cats.
Hurting them, chasing them. We love cats. I like big cats. I like big cats personally, but yeah, cats. Okay.
Good stuff there. Good stuff. Well, Beth, I want to say thank you so much for joining us here on Podcast Day. It's been great having you. Everybody that's listening out there, watching this, listening on iTunes and everything like that, take a few minutes, go listen to it, download the episode. You're going to love it. There's so much great information on it, and you'll be surprised. I know I've enjoyed several of the episodes as I've been binging everybody else's stuff the last couple of days to get a bigger hit. But check it out. Beth, love your heart, love your passion. Love your energy, and I look forward to hanging out with you more in the near future.
Oh, we'll hang out. You're awesome. You're a keeper. I want to know you the rest of my life.
Well, it sounds good. We'll talk some more about it. All
right. Bye for now. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Hi, Raven. Bye for now.
Yeah, Raven, you're on next. I see you on Facebook, Raven. You're on next.
Okay, I'm leaving. Bye.
Bye-bye. Great stuff. Yes, definitely fun interview there. Sheila, thanks for listening. Yeah, Phoebe, love it. Beth was preaching on there, sharing some great stuff out there as well. So let me get everything ready for Raven here. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. All right, Raven, where are you at? Great stuff. You never know what you're going to get from so many amazing people, such great nuggets out there. All right, there she is. There we go. Good stuff. All right. There she is. All right. Let me go on here real fast. Boom.